So I'm finally doing a video from outside. It's a little bit colder, there's a bit of a breeze, it's a bit later on than before. And I don't know if you can hear, but I've got a bit of a cold, which is apparently quite a normal thing coming over here, because you go from boiling hot outside to cold air conditioned inside. But actually it's not that dissimilar to in Tenerife. We get calimas, like the big dust clouds that come over from the Sahara, and it all gets in your throat and everyone's sick again anyway, so all part and parcel. So yeah, this video I'm going to dedicate this video to my friend Rachel, who, bless her, calmed me down yesterday. I was super stressed. I'm not really a get stressed kind of person, but a few things went wrong back in Tenerife and I'm not there to fix them, you know. So partly the stress is from being out of control, not being able to fix my own problems, but the majority of the stress came from the friends that I have in Tenerife that are trying to help me out. I'm causing problems for them, and then I feel guilty, you know. And Rachel especially, bless her, how long am I working? Maybe 18 to 20 hours she spent yesterday sorting everything out for me, trying to fix all my issues. At one point she ended up in hospital because she cut her arm open, had to get stitches, and I felt dead responsible, you know. So partway through all of my apologising and feeling terrible, she was like, no, listen, look, I'm looking forward to the scar on my arm. One day we'll laugh about this. She said, because the scar will remind me about you and what an inspiration you are to me, and how you knew that things could go wrong, but you still went for it anyway. I love it when people tell me that I'm an inspiration, that they've done something or made some decision because they've been inspired by something that I've done or my attitude to life. It's my absolute favourite thing. Well, they say that about a lot of things, like coffee's my favourite thing as well, definitely. So I thought I'd just do a quick video about how easy it is to pick up and move abroad for people who haven't yet been inspired. So when I moved to Tenerife, I never planned to move there. I think if I'd have sat and thought, shall I leave my entire life in England and move away forever, maybe it would have been harder for me to make the decision. But initially, I only planned to go for 3 months. And we booked a week's package holiday, so we had flights home at the end of the week if things didn't work out. So always good to have a contingency plan. And then by the end of the 3 months, I was so settled I didn't want to leave. I had almost no money with me. A lot of people think, you know, well, I need to save a bit more, but I can't afford it. But actually, we planned to go. I quit my job, and then I got called for jury service a couple of months later, and I really wanted to do jury service, so we delayed it by a couple of months, by which time I had spent all my money just partying for a couple of months. And I think I literally had about £30 in cash when I moved over. So the first night we went out and we thought we'll go out one night, we'll ask around about jobs and then see what we can find. And the first PR that came up to us on the street said to us, hey girls, out for any drinks, you know, the usual spiel. And we were like, actually, we're just out, we're gonna ask around a bit, see if we can find work. And he said, oh, I'll get you a job, come down with us now. And he got us jobs as PRs working for a bar back then was called China's White. And yes, we started working there straight away. Within, I don't know, maybe we'd been off the plane 4 hours. So it really is that easy to get a job in Tenerife, but not always the job that you want. I would advise maybe going with a little bit more money than we did, so that you don't have to just take the first job that you get offered, and you can take more than an hour to make your decision on that. Because a lot of bars will expect you to work for 6 days a week, and just really want to pay you in vodka and paella. Which, if you're happy with, go for it. But I mean, shoot for the moon at least. Try aim a little higher. And I built my way up from that, you know. So I started off working just on commission, and I did some terrible jobs. I think the worst job I ever did was the day that I quit my job, and the next day was daytime drinking. And somehow myself and my friends thought the best possible career choice for me was going to be to sell sandwiches in a toilet at Anthony's bar. So you know, you have like the fresh up women, you go in, they hand you some toilet paper, they spray you with some perfume, and you feel kind of guilted into us tipping them. I was like, I'll do that, but I will also sell sandwiches. So I bought like a loaf of cheap bread, some cheap ham and cheese, made a load of sandwiches, we're at the Mullen Kling film. I was going to sell them all for €1, and absolutely great, all sorted in my mind. I was like, definitely, what could possibly go wrong? But it turns out, spoiler alert, no one wants to buy sandwiches from a toilet. So yeah, I learned that the hard way. I think I made about 13 euros out of pity, I assume, mostly. And then I got drunk and sat in the street and cried, like, what am I doing with my life? But yeah, you know, you build your way up. Build your way up from there. Always move on to something better. And it helps to know what you want. So, because I know I can build myself up from literally nothing, from being in a bathroom selling sandwiches to prostitutes who don't want to buy sandwiches, to where I am now. It's easier than people imagine it to be. So it was easier for me to decide to move to Dubai because I know, yeah, I've done it before, and it doesn't seem so scary, I guess, the second time round. And when you're determined and you want something as well, it's really easy to do. You just have to want something enough. Like a couple of years ago, when I decided I wanted to work on a boat, and for a week, every single person I spoke to, I was like, hey, so when I'm speaking to you, I really want to get a job where I get to work on a boat. Do you know anyone that works on a boat? Do you know how I can get a job on a boat? And eventually someone said to me, oh, actually, yeah, I work for a company that have boats. You need like your mariner's license, this, that, the other. But the girls that do the photos for the whale and dolphin excursions, they get to go on the boats. And I was like, brilliant. She gave me the address. I went down the next day, and I was really lucky a bit with timing. But if you want something enough and you just go for it, then you'll get it. So when I decided I was going to come to Dubai, I just told everyone that I saw, hey, listen, I'm going to move to Dubai. Brilliant. And, you know, every now and then someone says, well, I know someone over there. And I'm like, great, send them a message. See if they can help me out, if they know anyone that's looking for work or this, that, the other. So now, 36 hours after my plane landed, I had my first job interview. And now I'm pretty much, touch wood, I think I have a job in the place I wanted most of all, out of all the places I looked at. So yeah, really happy with that. Yeah, so follow your dreams, but don't follow them when they stop being your dreams anymore. Like, just because something used to be your dream doesn't mean you have to continue to follow for it, you know? For example, growing up my whole life, all I ever really wanted was to be a car park owner. I wanted to own a car park. Well, no, when I was like 5, I remember saying to my mum that I wanted to be a princess, and she said to me, no, you can never be a princess, because the only way you could ever be a princess would be if you married Prince Harry or Prince William, and even if they did fall in love with you, which is extremely unlikely, the Queen would never let you marry them because you're common. So that squashed that dream. But that's okay, moved on to the next one, which was I wanted to own a car park. I had it all planned out. I was going to buy a plot of land, put up a pay and display machine, and build my way up until I was the next Mrs. NCP. But somewhere along the line, that wasn't my dream anymore, and I moved on to different things. So just because you spend your whole life working in one direction doesn't mean you have to continue that way forever. Yeah, so I feel like this has been a little bit too inspirational. So in my next video, it's just going to be me eating an entire cake. Disgusting. I don't know. So hope you're looking forward to it, and hope you're all well.